to Manifest on Purpose. My name is Kimberly Williams. I am a mindset consultant specializing in manifestation. I help you align your mindset with the things that you desire in your life to help you manifest in your life. So what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Let's manifest on purpose. Hello there. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Manifest on Purpose Mindset Show, conversation number 84. I am your host, Kimberly Williams. I am a manifestation mindset consultant. I help you use the power of your mind so that you can create a life that is abundant to you. Thank you for loving yourself to want that for yourself. Thank you for coming back for wisdom and knowledge. Thank you for loving your friends enough to share this information with them. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe here and at manifestonpurpose.net. This week, it's all about changing your conditions. The only thing that limits you is you. You are responsible for your own conditions, and I'm going to help you do that this week. Today kicks off the week with accountability and responsibility. Before I get started, let me just ask you this question. How accountable are you in your life right now? And are you responsible for your own actions? Being on this journey has definitely led to growth within me. What I've also learned is that with growth comes responsibility. That's to say, when you know better, do better. Accountability shows up in different ways. It shows up for me as a little nudge that lets me know when I'm not in alignment with what's best for me. Allow me to tell you about a day that I chose to go out and meditate in nature. I drove around until I found the perfect location, the location that called to me. I must have spent hours in nature and in meditation. It was a wonderful session. When it was time to go, I got in my car, started it up, and put it in reverse to back out of the parking space. At that time, I realized that my mirrors needed to be adjusted. More shocking than that, I became aware that I had driven around earlier and never even noticed that my mirrors needed adjustment. Let me explain. My husband had used the car prior to me and adjusted the mirrors to his liking. Any other day, I probably would have been irritated and blaming him for that. Hey, I'm just being real. You know you do it sometimes too. Instead of reacting, I took the time to think about what was happening. And I asked myself, is this something to really get irritated about? I mean, come on, think about it. That's what people do when they get in the car. They adjust their mirrors. It wasn't his fault. It was my fault for not adjusting my mirrors when I first left. Let me tell you something. The emotions will be there. It's how you respond that makes the difference. This day was one of those days that I got that accountability nudge. It made me think, this is not his fault. It is my responsibility, as I said earlier, to check those mirrors each time I get in the car. And I have to take responsibility for that. So I owned up to that responsibility, and once I owned up to that responsibility, I was able to make the necessary adjustments on my mirror and continue my day in peace. The elevation of your mind, which is to elevate your consciousness, requires you to be accountable and making the necessary adjustments to grow on your journey. Being accountable is to be responsible for your own actions. This requires awareness. You have to go within. You have to be still within yourself and pay attention to your actions. Self-awareness is the first thing that has to take place in order to grow. You have to be aware. Be aware what your feelings are trying to tell you inside. Be real for a moment here. Are there any times in your life that you can just feel that you're not aligned with what's best for you right then? This is a natural instinct within you, a natural instinct that can be intensified by getting to know yourself. Note that I was unaware that my mirrors needed adjusted until after I went within through meditation. Your stillness matters. Once still, I was more sensitive about how I felt. Start learning the patterns in your feelings. Learn what it feels like to be happy, calm, angry, or sad. Examine the feelings you feel the most. It's simply asking yourself, how am I feeling every time you feel your mood shift? When you do this in repetition, it will become a program. And every time you experience that feeling, you will become aware and do what it takes to neutralize or shift that energy. It's just like your mind sending you the message that says, you are angry. You are not in alignment with what's best for you. You can then unpack that message. Ask yourself what's happening, why am I feeling this way, and how can I respond to this in a way that's best for all. Today, I'm going to share a few other things that you should know about accountability. Speaking of the best for all, the late great Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. Be nice to people. Hold yourself accountable for how you make people feel. There's a feeling inside that lets you know when you didn't treat somebody right. Let go of the conditioning that leads you to think that certain experiences give you the right to make someone else feel bad. Do you know someone like that? That isn't to say someone has the right to treat you bad. This is to say that you should not allow your emotions to control the outcome of every experience in your life. If you notice a person that irritates you, here are a few ways you can adjust it. First way, know that every person you meet is you. Know that what you do to another, you in turn do to yourself. Next one, keeping that in mind, think about how you would like to be treated if the tables were turned. You can also ask yourself, how could I have made this experience a better one for all parties involved? Or, how can I make this experience better? When you ask yourself questions like these, you are being accountable. This leads to the very next thing that you may want to know about being accountable, the law of cause and effect. Every action produces a reaction. You may know it as karma. Whatever you do creates an energetic signature that belongs to you. That energy attracts the same energy back to you. If you become aware of the fact that you are attracting patterns of negativity, make adjustments by getting rid of that negative energy. Most importantly, treat people and experiences in the way you would want it returned to you. For example, if you want to attract love, treat everyone with love. Moving right along. As you grow, your self-accountability will become more intense. It's because you feel like you should know better. This newfound growth in you comes with higher standards. When you do something that is not in alignment with what's best for you, you may find yourself self-sabotaging. If you're doing that right now, stop it. It's not a time to beat yourself up. It's a time to learn something new. I have never heard of anyone or anything to be perfect. Look at growth as a ladder. It's a lot easier to go down than it is to go up. Your journey is not a good one or a bad one. It's just your journey. Take away the expectations. Yes, when you know that you are out of alignment, it can be disappointing, but take some time to work through these emotions and feelings. This helps you find balance. Then you can transform what you may have perceived to be a failure into an opportunity for growth. I like to encourage people to sometimes maybe look into groups that they can join or organizations that they can join to help them be accountable. You can use these groups and they'll help hold yourself accountable. Mingle with those people who themselves are accountable. When you're in an environment of people that are striving in the same direction for growth, it helps you raise your standards to another level of accountability. Being around those people will motivate you. Choose to align yourself with groups that challenges you in the areas that you want to grow in. And on the opposite side of that, make sure that you're not a part of any groups or organization that brings your energy level down or that don't have any challenges for you at all. Do you know that you can hold yourself accountable by being creative? You most certainly can. Get lost in something you love to do. Keep your mind occupied. You see this with some children. When you keep them occupied with something positive, the less they get into. For me, it's this show. This helps me stay occupied and it helps me stay accountable. What is it for you? What can you get lost in? I'm sure glad I got lost in that meditation on that day I had the misalignment with my rearview mirror. Once I became aware that I felt irritated, I took a moment to change my perception and I made adjustments. Start becoming aware of your thoughts and feelings. Are you treating others the way you want to be treated? Are you taking the lead and holding yourself accountable in your life? If your answer is no, make the necessary adjustments in your life. Thanks again for subscribing and sharing. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose. Let's prepare for meditation. Please do not attempt this while driving. If you're not driving, get in a comfortable, safe location and relax. Today's focus is accountability. See yourself being more accountable in your life. Enjoy the meditation.